You're on.
Okay. What is my screen
It's
showing?
got the valuation, the whiteboard, the
Oh,
white chart. And then you'll have to start the webinar too, since you're host.
okay. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead, read this.
Yep, you're already streaming on YouTube, so you should be good.
Alec, are you on?
Alex is an attendee right now. We're on YouTube.
You guys, I'll give it a few minutes to let some people join us. I think a lot of you are going to be watching the recording today. Hey, Mike. Hey, buddy. I'm trying to do a few things at once here. Did you take Dragon Short this morning, Mike? Yeah, it was good, right? We kind of rounded out the corner on that pretty well. Or picked off the high. Trying to see what else is moving here while we're waiting. It's energy's really come out of this market. I'm not sharing any charts right now or anything. I'm just looking on the other screen. The euro's been really choppy. It's back on the highs of the morning. NASDAQ still bumped up against the highs. All right, guys. Well, I think most people are going to be watching the recording here. So this is mostly just for informational kind of purposes today. We'll do a couple formal webinars next week. But really, this is just I'm communicating to you guys what the vision is here and some of the details of this program. So if you got questions, any of you, as people come in, obviously that's fine too. Let me see if I can see the YouTube stuff we're watching. I'll try to check in the comments on the YouTube side too. But anyway, guys, so my vision here on this crypto thing is, I kind of was sitting back watching in 2011. We were pretty aware of Bitcoin coming on the scene. I was on the treasury desk then. And, we were pretty amazed by the moves. But I'll be honest, as an institutional investor, you kind of balk at some of that stuff. There's a lot of ego there. But at the same time, when you trade a big market and you trade real size, and you understand the value of having a deep liquid market and just trying to get filled and what it feels like to have a lack of liquidity, you kind of dismiss a market like that that's just whipping around like a penny stock. And so that was kind of my attitude back then. I just kind of wanted to keep an eye on these digital currencies and see kind of as they developed what the markets look like. And I think we're at the point now where it's obviously here to stay, but it's still very early. I mean, when you talk to just the general people on the street, Mark and I were having a conversation today that he was just running by some techies, and still nobody's really grasped the concept. Nobody knows how to trade Bitcoin. So we're still really early, but the market cap is huge. So I like this quote here I'm a big fan of Milton, and he was a free market, economist, and he was kind of the opposite of what Keynes and a lot of the central planning wants to put out. But he understood he had this vision back then. That was a hell of a call, and that's certainly kind of what the internet's doing. And I just see that as the opposing side of the collapse and a lot of what's going on as far as central planning, a lot of this sovereign debt crisis that's probably on the horizon. So there's a lot of opportunity where we can see capital shift away from some of the public sector. And I think these markets here, the cryptocurrency markets, is going to be a benefactor of a lot of this shift in confidence. But so my vision was kind of like, look, I get that most people want to invest in the space. They don't know how, they don't know where, which brokers, what's exchanges, what's altcoins, what's the difference between that and Bitcoin. And, still a lot of those details we're trying to figure out and learn. So with that said, I mean, the markets aren't regulated. It's still kind of the Wild West, but there's an opportunity there at the same time. Like I see this as this whole blockchain, the whole digital currency thing. If you really start to look in, I don't want to get into all the details of how Bitcoin works. You guys can get on YouTube and learn all that stuff. But this is probably one of the most innovative things that's happened in the financial markets, I think, probably since really futures and options contracts. There really hasn't been any new markets developed. You had a little bit there for a while. You could say that the rare earth metals kind of was a new market, but unless you were trading like Molly Corp stock, I mean, you weren't really buying futures on rare earth. So I see this as one of the only real new marketplaces, as far as it's not like we just discovered gold or uranium futures. I mean, this is a completely wide open new market. That's what excites me. But at the same time, so I just don't think, though, a lot of people want to put 50,000 in or put their whole IRA in. And there's a lot of people that are trying to get people to do that. I just don't think that's a smart thing. These markets are too volatile. I think the best way to trade it is to commit a little bit of capital, and then we trade that together as a team. The good thing about doing it as a team is, I mean, like Alec came up with ant shares. I never heard of that. I mean, but he picked up that might be some opportunity, new Chinese altcoin. You can't even get the chart on TradingView. Let me switch screens for you guys. This is kind of boring to stare at this. I want to talk about this here, actually, right here. Can you guys see this? This is this different phases that I think, investing phases. This is where I think we're kind of in. I'll talk about this in a second. So anyway, we do it as a team. There's going to be, I mean, there's all kinds of new currency, digital currencies that are coming to market. Some of them are going to be garbage, just like any, any stock that goes IPO. Some of them are going to crash and burn, but some of them are going to have huge opportunity. And just the volatility in these markets, we can take a small amount and trade it well, and you can take a small stake and turn it into something significant. And I think that's a worthwhile goal. At the same time, I mean, let's be honest, probably 95% of the people that are trading these cryptocurrencies are completely no idea what they're doing, no trading background. I mean, they're chasing into the highs. You guys saw it last week, or was it earlier in the week or last week? Last week, Bloomberg headline hits on Bitcoin, down 20%, blah, blah, blah. That's the headline. The exchanges are going down. Coinbase, you couldn't even trade on, which is one of the most reputable brokers at the current time. So everybody's puking into the lows, doing the complete opposite. They're chasing it into 3,000. So there's opportunity to get on the right side of these guys and let everybody else kind of be on the other side of our trades. But at the same time, I think that's why I wanted to start a service like this, is people want to get involved in the space. They don't know how. And then their timing is just, it's just awful. I mean, people's timing in the developed markets is awful, but anyway, so that's kind of the goal. And then I can talk about some of the details of the program, and I try to come up with some creative ideas for a membership that you can earn money and earn extra bag coins, as we call them, for referring people in. And I'll get to those details in a second. So this is just kind of my thought. I mean, I think the stealth phase is kind of the phase I was already describing. I mean, if you're paying attention, you heard about Bitcoin. The people that were in early, they obviously, you guys all know the stories of people just taking small amounts of money and just worth ridiculous amounts now. But that was kind of the stealth phase. And I think we're in between the stealth phase to awareness phase. And you can kind of notice that because, like I said before, the institutional guys and gals, they heard of Bitcoin, but everybody, brushed it off. Now you're actually starting to see people are starting to try to create ETFs. There's hedge funds being formed that are actually trying to trade these markets with real capital. We're not regulated yet, but yet the SEC and the IRS are starting to figure out, trying to put together rules as far as you got to declare Bitcoin. So the institutions are now realizing that it's here to stay and they want to get involved. And who knows how long that lasts, but these types of moves, I mean, you guys think about the internet and AOL. There's the first version, the first wave, and then it changes. And then there was Wi-Fi, there's dial-up, and then there's, Ethernet, and then Wi-Fi. I mean, there's different phases of the overall technology trend. But I don't think we're even close to anywhere where the public is all trading Bitcoin. I mean, we don't have that. You had that at the .com, right? People are driving around in their cabs trying to trade .com stocks. In the 20s, you had shoe shine boys were trading. Most people, even people that know Bitcoin, they don't know how to trade it. So we're not even close to that phase. So there's lots of room to run. It's not important to try to put valuation targets on Bitcoin. That's not useful. It's not helpful. What we care about is, hey, could this be a completely new shift? I mean, if there's a new monetary system, I was scanning across this earlier. Here, I'll show you guys this. So this is CIA's numbers this is 2014. 82 trillion as far as, I don't know, I think this is just basic money supply they're tracking, right? Notes, notes, coins, various forms of bank accounts. This is in 2014. So right now, guys, Bitcoin maybe is like 44 billion market cap. So just 1% of 82 trillion is 820 billion. Well, that's 10%. It's 8.2, it's 82 billion, okay? 1%. If just the digital currency's got 1% of this number, it's still a huge figure. I mean, I've read a couple things, 10 to 15 million people are using Bitcoin is all in the entire world. So I mean, 5% of this number is 4.2 trillion. So it's just a huge market. There's so much room to run. That's all we really care about. And so what we want to do is kind of learn to trade around a core position. We're not going to try to short these things. That's trying to like short penny stocks that are going to be taken out. Just you end up get taken out doing that. But just some ideas, guys, on the timing, and then I'll get into the details of the program. But this is, this is a charting service. It's free. They seem to do a pretty good job, but I'll just show you guys. These are all the different exchanges, right? Bitfinex. I just saw an email about they had to halt Ethereum trading today. Blue Trade, BitMEX. Some of these are Asian exchanges, Thailand. I'm still learning a lot of them, but you can see all the different pairs. There's lots of altcoins are just the coins that are alternate coins to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is kind of the first on the scene. Everybody knows that's probably the deepest, the largest market by market cap for sure. Can share with you guys. There's a good, I forget what the website is. That's the crypto. I have to look it up. Crypto capital markets. You can see all the capitalizations. But Dash is an altcoin. ETC, Ethereum Classic, Flow. It's just like all these new, I don't know, you can just think of them as small tech companies. Stratus, and some of them are garbage, but some of them have pretty good trading volumes. They have good, this is Ripple. That's versus Bitcoin. I mean, here's all these different pairs against the yuan, Ethereum against the yuan. So you guys can see this is a coin that has to do with sports betting. It's absolutely gone crazy. So anyway, lots of opportunities, exciting space. But there's a lot that we can the idea behind doing this as a team is that we can figure out who's the best exchange to use, what's the best broker. You don't want to keep your Bitcoins, we don't want to keep them on the exchange or with the broker. We have to keep them in cold storage. So we've already ordered the pieces of hardware that you download for that. But so here's Bittrex. This is just one of the exchanges. It's US based. We've been trading this Ant shares out of China lately. And I mean, just crazy moves. So Alec was in here at $3 or $4. All right. I was trying to get in at 6. Didn't get around until after lunch. It ended up going to almost 12. Now this is priced in Bitcoin. So you can see over here, the last trade is at 983 in dollars. So there's a learning curve that we can help you with too. So if you have your Bitcoins at a broker like Coinbase, you got to move your dollars into Bitcoins. From there, you can send Bitcoins to a exchange like Bittrex here. And then from there, you decide how many Bitcoins you want to buy of Ant shares, and then you're long Ant shares. And then obviously you do the reverse when you want to come out. So I started a core position up around here at 10, and it was pretty high, but I didn't want to. This is just building. This is how we're going to build into core positions. You don't enter in one, plunge in one price. Same way we trade the model on the 15-minute. We're going to be swing trading and trading these things longer term. But I bought yesterday right into the bottom of this tail. It was fully red when I was buying down here. So we bought into the bottoming tail. And then it was basically up 48% off the lows from where I bought coming into this morning. It took some off. So just, I mean, huge moves. I mean, when we trade in Forex, 1% a day is kind of one of our good goals on our accounts. I mean, Alec did 300 or 400% last week alone. So that's what I'm saying. There's huge moves. I mean, you don't even get those types of moves in the penny stock world. And you put together some good strings of penny stock trading, you can take a small stake into some real 6-figure money. Some people have even taken it to 7 figures. That's because you can get enough big percentage wins, you can compound your money like that. So I think that's very possible to do in these markets. And that's what we kind of want to set out to do. Here's, I guess, guys, here's just an overview of the program. So the way I thought about this was, all right, because nothing's really regulated and these aren't securities, so it's not like we setting up a hedge fund or managed accounts. This is more like an investment club. So just like you can have, and my grandma was in an investment club, I think she still is, right? She gets together with her friends in Connecticut. They decide if they want to buy GE for the 100th time. But she's been in that club for years and years and years. So not a new concept, lots of benefits for doing it, right? You collaborate. Typically in an investment club, you do vote for what you want to trade. We're going to run this more around the model. So it's not going to be just me doing a bunch of research and deciding that Ripple is the next best thing to come across since Bitcoin or et cetera. We're going to collaborate on what we want to build a portfolio of these different positions. Some will start out small, some will build into bigger positions. If Bitcoin's overbought and maybe something like Litecoin or Ethereum's oversold, we'll take some profit on our Bitcoin and we'll roll into Ethereum. There's these ICOs, which are just like IPOs, so initial coin offerings. If there's some interesting new coins out there, maybe we put a small percentage of the fund in those. And so we'll build our portfolio of different positions, and then we'll trade them around. And it'll be fun. I think everybody will really enjoy it. It's a way to kind of be involved, but not having to trade these things. I mean, I'm going to be here trading other markets all day like I always do. We do it as a team effort. A lot of you have other things going on, other work commitments. But we'll just, as a team, we're going to get pretty good and start to know this market. So I thought though, okay, well, if you did an investment club, yeah, it's cool to put in a $500 and maybe over a few years you trade it well, it goes 10 times. Who knows with some of these moves? I mean, some people have increased they've made 100-fold on some of these different positions. But let's just be conservative. You put in $500 to make 10x, 10 bagger on your capital. That's great. 500 to 5,000. That's a great return. But to me, that was just not as sexy as what I wanted to do as a program. So I was like trying to get creative about different ways that we can, people can get involved, but get a bigger stake and we can compound some results more. And I thought, trading around the positions with the model definitely helps. If something moves in a straight line, if you buy at one price and you sell it a year later, maybe your return is 300%. But if you trade around the core position, I mean, you might be making 50% one week, the stock pull, the security, or not the security, the currency pulls back 50%, you're back in. It rises another 100%, you take some off. It pulls back again another 30-40%, you buy back in. You can compound those results, which is better than just buy and hold, come back in 5 years. But I thought also, why don't we get creative this way? Obviously, there's a lot of people that have interest in Bitcoin, don't understand it. It's a very hot topic. It's exciting topic. And people are looking for ways to get involved. Well, all right, if you want to become a member of the team here, right, the JRM coin team, you have your initial stake at $500. You can put in more if you want. I'll explain in a second. But I thought, what a great way, if you're excited, you have 2 or 3 people that are interested in Bitcoin, or it comes up in conversation, or even if you're really good with social media, whatever, go refer 10 people into the club, and we'll give you a $200 rebate for everybody that signs up for a yearly membership. It's almost 50% of the membership fee. So you go find 10 people over the course of the year, or 10 people this month. I mean, pick your number, pick how fast you can refer people, or do nothing, but go refer 10 people, $200, that's $2,000 that we'll refund that back. We'll give you that affiliate reward into your membership account. So now you're trading with the 500 seed capital in the beginning, plus the extra $2,000. I mean, you're already with a $500 commitment. You're already basically, with just referring 10 people, you have the same value as one Bitcoin already, which is about 2,600 right now, 2,500. So anyway, I think that's a great way to get involved, be on the team, have fun with this thing. At the same time, there's so much interest. I mean, you're gonna refer people in, it's great. And you can add to your stake. You can also invest more. So it's just pretty simple. $1,000 to join, $500 is a yearly membership fee. If you believe me, if we're not doing well trading this around, you're not going to want to renew next year. That's fine. But $500, I look at it as like, look, if you wanted to get in at the board of trade, it used to be $1 million to buy a seat. All right, this is $500 to get involved with the team. And then the other 500 of the 1,000 is your initial seed capital. So that's your money. And the way we're going to do this is, I don't really have any slides, guys, showing you the visual. I can break it down easier, maybe for next week. But every $500 you want to put in, we're going to think of that as a share. Like you can buy more shares in a mutual fund. And we're going to call those coin bags, just to be creative. So yes, we had some questions. Yes, you can invest more. And then, of course, whatever you refer as a member, you can, that's going to get you more stakes or more coin bags as well. $200 for everybody that joins. And so what's great too, guys, is nobody else is doing this on the web. Like, we've looked around, the space is just wide open. So people don't know how to get involved. And on top of that, there's no one with my, I'm not to say, I'm not trying to brag here. I'm just saying that, in all honesty, there's nobody in this space that has my experience. There's some younger guys that do YouTube videos that might be good traders. They understand when the market's extremely overbought, and they're trying to help people, and they're building businesses in the space. But there's nobody that has my institutional background that's traded billions and billions in securities. I've traded with, been the counterparty. I've cleared trades with every big shop you can think of, from buy-side firms to all the big banks. I mean, I worked orders with Deutsche, Goldman, RB. While I was sleeping, I had orders in with these guys, and they're working orders for me. So the leadership's there to help with all this. and the space is wide open. So people that are looking to get involved, I mean, you guys can you get to use our brand name if you want, just to refer people. I mean, I think it would be easy. You can use the website. We'll build some landing pages to help with you guys if you want to refer people. We'll get you an affiliate link. I mean, all you have to do is just be excited about it. And if you don't want to refer, that's fine too. But if you do get excited and you want to earn a little bit of extra cash to put into your account, I just think that's a great way. It gets a little bit more exciting. I mean, you make 10 times your money on 500, it's $5,000. Okay. Go refer 10 people. Now you're starting with 2,500. Now you just turn that into 25 grand. Big difference, right? I mean, that's putting, son or daughter through school. That's a big difference. So I think that's pretty powerful. And then we already have all that set up. It'll be easy to refer people. You can use the marketing. Anyway, I think you guys get that. Why don't I mean, I don't know how many of you are live or are on here. Do you guys have questions? Let's try to keep an eye on the YouTube. I don't know. Pricing, did I maybe just answer that? I think I answered that right. And for some of you that don't, I'll just put this in perspective, the value of this as far as the trading goes. To have access and trade with me when we trade Forex and futures in our full access team, it's $5,000 to join, and we have a prop firm that's starting, and it's going to be even more than that to fast track to be getting funded. And this is just basically a $500 membership fee, and that includes all the alerts on all these different currencies. We'll do a weekly meeting. And quite frankly, you're going to learn a lot about the trading model just through osmosis of being involved with this program. I'm not going to share everything I share with my traders because they've already paid for that, and that's kind of designed for people that are wanting to become professional traders. But you're getting access to me in the same model, and we're going to be finding what we think maybe the best opportunities are long term, talking about different altcoins. We'll do weekly meetings together. We have a software that's going to track the portfolio, and so you'll get a login. You'll be able to log in and see real time every day. The way I'm going to structure it, just like a mutual fund. So we'll start it out at par. So when we launch the fund, hopefully we can start trading next week. And I've got the LLC set up. I have to just get the banking finalized, hopefully tomorrow. And I don't know how long, the paperwork, sometimes they push me out 1 or 2 days, but we'll see. Anyway, when the fund starts trading, it's going to start at par or 100. Okay. So just like a mutual fund, I don't know if you guys nobody really trades mutual funds anymore, but when I started in the business at Schwab, people would call at the end of the day because they wanted to see where the net asset value was. So you marked the mutual fund at the end of the day, and then whether the mutual fund was up or down based on whatever the positions were. If that was a technology fund, based on how all the big cap names did, that mutual fund would be up or down. People would call in and say, hey, where did that finish today? Or, okay, put an order in for me to sell tomorrow at that price. So what we'll do is we'll start talking about and allocating, and you got to build into these positions slowly. Last thing you want to do is plow into Bitcoin at 3,000, and then you see later that it traded down to 2,100. So on a lot of these position guys, the professional way to do it is we want them to back up on us. Really, I mean, I'd love for Bitcoin to crash on the small position I have now. I'd love for it to go back under 1,000 because then we can buy more at a much better price and we can build into the position again. You can't really trade it around when you only have 2 lots on and the thing's already made a vertical exponential move, right? So we're gonna mark it with this software, and you'll be able to log in. You can see what the portfolio is doing, the different coin positions, what they look like, and then we'll just mark it every day. So if a couple of weeks from now, or a month from now, or 3 months from now, you decide you want to invest more and buy more coin bags, which are just as a term for another share, more shares in the fund, then you'll be able to see the price of the fund, because we'll track it every day. So at the close for Eastern, if the portfolio grew by 10% after the first day, then you'd see the fund be marked at 110, right? If the next day was up another 10%, be at 121 the next day. And then so wherever you come in, guys, and you want to buy more coin bags, you'll know what price you're getting. That way you can track your average cost. So that's the same way you do it in the mutual fund world. You bought X amount at this price. At the end of the year, when you're doing your taxes, you can figure out what your average cost was, what your short-term or long-term gain was. And we're still gonna have to report income here if we're doing well in this, obviously, when you sell. Just like if you're trading baseball cards, I don't know exactly what the classification will be, but there's no getting around that. That's not what we're trying to do. Some people are trying to do that with digital currency, but that's not smart. So anyway, guys, that's kind of how so there'll be software. I want to make it transparent. I want to make it collaborative, and I wanted to make it, low price with some opportunity where you can refer people and really be in the game for nothing. I mean, if it's $500 membership fee, then you have $500 that is already invested. You refer a few people, you already have your membership fee. There's not a lot of cost, not a lot of risk to this thing. So I wanted to make it pretty easy to join. And then don't get me wrong too. I mean, if you want to put more in, we can talk about that too. I mean, that's perfectly fine. It's going to be based on a percentage of where you bought in, based on where the fund was trading at, your average cost, where you entered the fund, that's your return, just like a mutual fund. So anyways, guys, there's some pretty simple questions here that we put on this link. So who holds the funds? You guys can go through these if you have questions. I don't know if you guys want me to go through these. I guess I can. Who will hold the funds? We have an LLC under the JRM. Is there a holding period? Oh, I know these all currencies are going to whip around, and sometimes we might even be in and out quite frequently. I just don't want to start this out in the beginning where people are putting money in and then wanting to take out money, put money in. I mean, I don't want to be chasing the details around on spreadsheets that's crazy. So I realize that these markets really whip around, and if we have some big moves and you want to take some money off the table, I'm perfectly fine with that. So most investment clubs, I mean, you sometimes can't pull your cash out for 5 years, guys. So we're going to start it at quarterly. Maybe we'll move it down to monthly, but in the beginning, I mean, there's going to be too much other stuff to do to focus on trading and the other parts of my business that I don't want to be letting people put money in and taking it out on like a weekly basis defeats the purpose. We want to take advantage of these moves longer term anyways. This isn't a markets that you day trade. If you guys want to day trade, you can join the full access team or the prop program. Those markets are for day trading. This stuff, I mean, the exchange, sometimes you can't put an order in. It might take you 15 minutes, 30 minutes. So you can't day trade. You know, the spreads are really wide. It's just, that's not what we want to be doing. So we want to think longer term. Oh, and then I didn't touch on this. So of the profit shares for trading around the model and everything, you're going to keep 90%. So a lot of hedge funds charge 2 and 20. We're not charging a maintenance fee. I want everybody to keep majority of the profits. I think that's more than fair. 10% goes into getting to trade the model. You know, I'm sitting here trading it and watching the markets all day. There's costs involved with running this type of program and keeping track of capital, etc. So I think that's more than fair. Coin bags I kind of discussed. That's just going to be the $500 for each additional share of the fund. And then guys, if we find that we want to do it differently down the road as a group, we can always vote on that, or we can always make changes. You know, this isn't me playing big shot hedge fund manager and not giving you transparency and me being deciding what's best. This is a team type of thing. What platform? We're going to use River for chat and push notifications. A lot of you are familiar with that already. And then the trading platforms, we're just going to go with the best in the industry. So I like Coinigy, seems to be one for the charts. They kind of seem to be catching their data from TradingView, which is fine. So we'll kind of adapt as that goes. But right now I have a couple picked out, and then the exchanges is just whatever's suitable, meaning I want to stay with the biggest, most reputable, regulated exchanges. And so the US one's based like Bittrex for now, Coinbase. Anyway, that's kind of a educational process in itself. And then guys, don't forget too, I mean, you pay for the membership fee. You can go trade as much as you want on your own along with the trade signals. So, you know, if you're at work or whatever, and you see that we're buying more ant shares, or we're taking Bitcoin's had a big run and we're starting to take some profits off the table, you can, I mean, you guys trade your own accounts with whatever size capital you want. But this is, you know, part of this is helping you realize what exchanges to use, or if there's some new not regulation, but if there's, you know, there's different changes in, it's like, I think there might even be a split coming for Bitcoin. These guys that are mining and they're paying for the technology to mine the coins, they got to constantly update their technology. How it has to do with hashing, a lot of stuff that's pretty technical, but it'll be good that doing this as a team, it's easier to stay up on all that stuff. Can I use a group of my own? I think I just answered that one. And then, yeah, this is, I kind of explained this, but we have a transparent software that syncs up with the portfolio, cointracking.info if you have questions. Anyway, guys, I think that covers a lot of the details for now. Let's see if there's any other questions. So the alerts, guys, in my chat room through River, there's a question about the alerts. I have a real-time alerts product that covers all my different markets that we're trading. So we have a model that spits off timing alerts for day trades, swing trades, and long-term trades. And that's $100 a month. That's going to be separate. Anything that I'm signaling in currencies is only going to be to people involved in the club here, the crypto coin team. Now people asking about, I've been made money in this business before. This is a new market for me trading wise. No, I mean, I don't have any stories where I've made millions and took $200 back at 87 cents and bought $20 worth of Bitcoin and pizzas, and it turned into, $250,000. I've just started trading this market, but my background is I've been trading the second largest, deepest market in the world for the last 10 years, trading cash treasuries. So, and we did real size. I mean, we had years where we did $8 million as a desk. Had $800,000 months. My biggest day was, I think I did 53,000 one day, just me trading directionally. So yeah, I made a lot of money trading. I've lost money too. Had big losing days. It all comes with the process. But yeah, I mean, I used to advise swaps traders at Citibank that would make $1 million in a day. It's all relative. I always get a little bit annoyed when you have these people that proclaim to be experts, and their whole reason for their marketing is they made $200,000 last year trading small cap stocks. And it's like, give me a break. There's always somebody out there who's a bigger trader, have 100 million. I didn't call up guys at XYZ Bank and talk to them about my directional model and tell them, hey, I made $40,000 last month trading long bond futures. They just hang up on you. They want to know, tell me about your process. Tell me about your model. Why do you cover so many people? Why should I listen to you? Okay. You want to buy tens here? All right. I'll take a look at your stuff and call me back next week. And then maybe, I'll work with you, or I'd like to pay for your services. But literally, I'd sit and trade tens with really big swaps trader now. He's over at RBC, and literally we'd buy 200 million tens on the low of the day, sell the high of the day in tens, and he'd make $1 million. It's not, that he's trading the bank's capital, but so we have a lot of success in our other trading programs. We're very consistent. And so anyway, I just tell you guys that for the credibility piece. What other questions you guys have? Pretty much it. All right, guys. Well, here's the link, jenkinsrm.com. jenkinsrm.com. Where is this? Go here. All right, under services, this is a little, you can find more info about me if you want, or this is my trading team. This is, we trade together every day. Trade a lot of Forex. This is our chat room. You can come in. You want to join our community? That's for free. Feel free to ask me questions or let me know where you're at, what you trade. I'm happy to help however I can. This is our real-time alerts product. I have an options course. I started in the business at Schwab trading options. This is the crypto coin team. So yeah, guys, we've already had a few people sign up. There's a lot of interest, so you can join right there, or you can always message me or my partners, Ritas and Alec. You can message them from the chat room. Or what else, guys? Info at, where did I see that? Info at jenkinsrm.com works too. All right, guys, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm more excited about this market probably than, I mean, it was pretty fun trading treasuries in 2008. I mean, it wasn't always fun. I was just learning fixed income markets. It was stressful, but the market was really whipping around. That was exciting trading environment. This crypto side, this has me the most interested, longer term than pretty much anything else. So I'm excited. But anyway, guys, for those of you on the team, I'll see you in the morning. I'll probably be on a little bit earlier again. We haven't really done London in a while just because I'm so busy with all the details trying to get this up and then finish the prop stuff. So anyways, I'll try to be on earlier, and I'll see some of you guys in the morning. Enjoy the rest of your guys' trading day and evening. About an hour till the close. So I'll talk to some of you in the chat. All right, you're welcome. You're welcome, guys. See you, Mike.